A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Super Foam Flying. Right here on HJN, there's plenty of things to come around. But for today's pick, I ultimately have myself a little something that is hot. Hot to the touch. And I mean it when I say that because today, let's talk a little bit about a barrel break reskin from the Sonic Fire lineup. Basically a straight up competitor that eventually came along to tackle on the Sonic Ice series. So technically speaking, throughout the early to mid 2010s, the Sonic series had evolved into both fire and ice, two major elements that have been known to clash against each other since the dawn of time itself. And in this particular case, I really will say that this exact sort of reskin based off of the original barrel break from well over 10 years ago now, really does seem to do quite a good job at giving us that signature sort of sawed-off shotgun feel to it, and of course the double barrel design, and its signature usage of reloading, which simply works by pushing this lever down, which is visible on both sides. So if you're an ambidextrous individual like myself, then you can successfully pull it off either way. Simply pull the barrels front, then push them down. This will also be able to prime the blaster. Now, I got darts loaded in here already, but just for time's sake, let's go ahead and load this thing up. Simply load 2 darts into each adjacent chamber, close it, and then push it back in until it clicks into place. And then you're pretty much all set. So, I will say for sure that this is quite an impressive blaster itself. But I do have to come up with a good name for it. Backdrafter might be a nice name for it. And I feel like that it's only appropriate because this is a fire blaster. Not really going to envision that this thing actually shoots fire. It just shoots actual darts. Like so, pretty much. So here we go, loading an elite dart in and a super dart in. Then, pretty much utilizing one barrel at a time, whereas the last one I pulled the trigger hard enough to the point where both darts would come out at the same time. And how you can actually pull this off yourself is simply, well, when you load the darts in, close the barrels, and prime it ready to fire, you can hold the trigger a little bit, like so. If you pull it slightly, it fires one dart. Pull it slower and, well, you get all the way back, then you can fire the other one off easily. But of course, if you're just trying to be a shotgun fanatic out there, fire them both at the same time, you can squeeze it as hard as possible, like so. So, in any case, this exact sort of barrel break reskin being the most recent one that we actually have so far, this was a 2014 blaster in comparison to what the original barrel break got us, and there of course was an elite reskin out there. So in total, that's 3 barrel break blasters that we have gotten so far. And I'm more than certain that there could be more of them. Because if they were able to make reskins of the long shot, for example, they were able to make an elite version, they were able to make a zombie strike version, and then of course they would eventually reboot its original design and color scheme with the Icon series in 2019 and 2020. So by any means, I'm more than sure that this might get its own sort of reskin later on. Perhaps from one of the more recent lines that we've been getting, like the XL series, or the Dino Squad series, or probably anything else, really. I mean, who even knows? There's a lot of stuff we have yet to find out about, and there's, of course, a lot of pre-recorded material that I've been able to make anyways, because I'm technically the guy who does a little bit too much work every day. And so, by this point in time, I'd just like to say thank you very much for tuning in to Kaiju Force Neo. And if you want to see more, go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.